Hello everyone, and welcome to a very special video. So the reason this video is so special is because this is the end of the school year special. So I actually made one of these videos last year, and in that video I played Roblox High School 2. And I played Roblox High School 2 to kind of signify like the end of the year. We have a special guest over here, and his name is Misha if you haven't met him before. He's my doggy. You can kind of see him in the camera here a little bit. He was in the last Roblox High School 2 video because I made a Roblox High School 2 video as the end of year special last year. And I made that video last year to basically signify the end of our online classes, and I'll get into that stuff a bit later. But also, Justin, I remember in the last video you were complaining a little bit that you could only see Misha and not me, so got a second camera down here where you can see Misha, but you can also see him in the top camera too if he stands up like this. So anyway, let's press play, and we are going to be the principal because we can, and I was the principal last time. So basically, today is actually June 15th, it's Tuesday. Wednesday is my last day of school. So technically, it's not my last day of school just yet. I'm still yet to... Misha, he's trying to escape or something. I think my dad's on the phone, so he's probably interested as to what is going on. The only reason Misha was even in the first Roblox High School 2 video was because I think on that day I had someone change my hot water heater, so I think Misha needed to be in my room, so he was in my room, and I was like, you know, might as well incorporate him in the video. So he was in the video, and he's in the video now too, of course, except he's quite hyper though. Just relax a little bit, Mish. So basically, in this video, I just kind of want to, you know, play the game like I did last time and maybe do a little bit of a reflection of what changed since the last video. Except, you know, I gotta keep that somewhat quick because I know that's going to bore a lot of people. Also, we got our 8 ounces of Tropical Rain G Fuel. I made this morning, but I didn't finish everything, so I'm drinking it now. I put this in the fridge too, by the way, so it's not warm. Also, the G Fuel review is coming out on Friday. So anyway, if you're watching the premiere, you would be watching this on Wednesday, because Wednesday is the last day of school. And honestly, that is really freaking crazy. Even though it's not the true last day of school when I'm recording this, it practically is already, because, I mean, I already finished all my finals and everything. I only need to finish my Kite Runner essay for English, and that's it. I'll be done with school generally for the year, for 10th grade. And I'm just gonna quickly go and finish that after recording, and then I'm gonna edit this video and then just put this on Premiere. Literally, it's as simple as that. Like, so practically school's over. Tomorrow is just gonna be a day where we basically, like, do nothing and fun stuff, essentially. Also, tomorrow I want to vlog my day in school. I have no clue when that would come out, but it's probably not going to be a premiere, and it would probably come out sometime next week. Alright, I'm going to go to my house, which I think is somewhere here. I think this is my house, yeah. Oh, that's not my house. That's Big Brain 8910's house. Okay. But Misha's just here, like, for tradition, kind of. Oh, by the way, yeah, I want to make this a tradition. I want to make Roblox High School 2, like, a tradition. So, like, on the last day of every year of high school, I'm gonna play Roblox High School 2 and set that to premiere on the last day of classes. I think I can just teleport. Hey, I think I could just teleport to my house. Oh yeah, this is my house over here. Literally nothing has changed since the last Roblox High School 2 video. It's literally like the same house. I mean, nothing changed in terms of the house. Everything changed in terms of COVID and my life. Literally, like, everything changed. So yeah, we got the bathroom over here and stuff. Like, yeah, you know, if you want a proper tour of the house, you can watch the first Roblox High School 2 video. Misha being very excited. Maybe he's also hyped that it's the last day of school. Or practically is the last day of school at this point. So basically, in March 2020, we just got ripped out of school, essentially, and I was in my freshman year of high school. And literally, yeah, we just got, like, completely thrown out of school because of COVID and because it got really bad in the United States. And we were basically forced to do online classes. And not even at first. We were supposed to get a 2-week break at first. And this 2-week break was supposed to end, and then we would go back to school and, you know, finish everything off normally. Turns out this 2-week break turned into a 4-week break, then a 6-week break, and then it just kept going on and on and on. And then eventually the teachers in the district were like, you know what, we need to start having online classes. So I think about like April, May, we started doing online classes. And we only had online classes twice a week, and only for our main classes. So basically, I made that Roblox High School 2 video almost exactly a year ago on the last day of online classes. And what a day that was. I mean, honestly, it wasn't very eventful, but like, you know, there was a lot of, I guess, emotion on that day. Misha is feeling some emotion right now. He's feeling very excited and wants to leave, but Misha, gotta relax. You know, it was weird because like after that, and like, you know, when we were on summer almost felt like a continuation of lockdown. So like, you know, it kind of felt like those first 2 weeks when it was a 2-week break and like, you know, we didn't have to do work and stuff. It really just felt like a continuation of that almost. Like, it did not feel like a summer. You know, summer was essentially just filled with, like, you know, random silver linings, I guess you can call them. But they were honestly, like, defining features of the summer. Like, you know, something, like, super small. Like, let's say, like, going on bike rides. During a normal summer, that would be, like, you know, just some, like, minor event. Like, you know, yeah, you know, it would be fun. But it would not be a defining feature of the summer. But no, summer 2020, anything I did was a defining feature, including like making videos too. Like during the summer, I hit 100 subscribers on this channel, and like that was insane. I was so like happy during the time that I reached that milestone, and of course I still am now. We have like almost 140 now, which is like ridiculous. Like that was another silver lining of the summer. Like I changed my name to Liyte at the time from Lightning Gamer 18. Oh, there you go. Now Misha's resting. Now the bottom camera comes in a bit useful. And during the summer, yeah, like I went on bike rides with my friends, and like I also got into like, you know, playing Toy Story again, and the back rooms. Yeah, the back rooms were weird, but honestly, I watched so many videos about the back rooms, like, yeah, that I can actually safely say it was a defining feature of the summer. And I even made a video combining Toy Story and the back rooms. And Toy Story is honestly like a signature series on my channel, and it started during that summer. So even though, you know, I didn't go on a vacation, I didn't go to any camps, anything like that, I still had a good summer. But, you know, during summer, I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna go back to school like full-time in September. Maybe we'll do hybrid for like the first like month or two. But then, you know what, we're probably just gonna go to online, like, not online, we're gonna go to regular school. And I didn't even think twice about that. Like, I was like, yeah, we're going back to school in person. Yeah, well, I could not have been more wrong, literally. You know, I remember they said until November we were fully virtual, and I'm like, okay, that's excessive. And then where we would start hybrid. So that means that, in case you're watching in the future or something and you didn't have to deal with COVID, hybrid is when basically most people are virtual, but you have some people like in the classroom. And we only started that in November. So like for 3 months, we were like fully virtual. And you know, virtual school does not work for me because my mentality is that school is school and home is home. Home is not school. And, you know, having to do classes at home, like, you know, I managed it, like, last year, or, like, you know, a freshman year, because we only had them twice a week, you know, it was fine. But, like, in September, and, like, I mean, this year, when we're online, we follow the regular bell schedule every day. So it wasn't just twice a week, like, you know, whenever the teacher scheduled it. No, this was, like, everyday school. I did it, like, and everything, but it was hard for me. Like, you know, it's so much harder to, like... Oh, Misha. It's growling at something. Maybe squirrels outside. Maybe someone outside here. Are there squirrels out here? Might be squirrels out here. No squirrels out here, only my name. But yeah, like, I could do online school, but, like, I had to put in so much effort to, like, not get myself distracted. And, like, you know, sometimes there's, like, the ice cream stand has arrived somewhere in town. Ooh, fancy. But sometimes, you know, I don't have motivation. And, like, you know, it just, for me, like, doing online school doesn't work. And, like, it's difficult. So I had to adapt. But, you know, when we started hybrid in November, I was like, you know, this is better than nothing. I ended up going to school twice for 2 days, not even consecutively. I mean, during hybrid, like, I only went in 1 to 2 times a week when we just started. Misha is so cute. He's resting on my arm. So I only went into school twice in November for hybrid, like, in person. And I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed those 2 days, like, being in school. But, you know, of course, November was basically, like, almost the second peak of COVID. So, yeah, we were only in school for 2 days before we shut down. And for December and January, we went back to being fully virtual. Was I surprised? Not really, but it was kind of disappointing. But you know, those were some pretty good times. I mean, like on Lightning Random Content, I have like those 10 days until Christmas vlogs. Those were some pretty good times. Like I remember like during those vlogs, like I remember those times really well, and like yes, they were good times. Like those days, like I still rewatch those vlogs. But then, you know, in February we started doing hybrid regularly, which again I really appreciated. Like I really like enjoyed going to school on those days. But you know, most people don't for some reason, and I really don't understand why, and I don't think I ever will. I guess so, because you're at home, you don't need to like, you know, go to the school. Like, you know, you can just like be on your computer and like, you know, you can relax all day. Yes, that's a good part about being at home, but like I don't learn as well at home. That's just as simple as that for me. So like I really like, you know, enjoy being at school and doing school at school as opposed to at home. And I also recorded a vlog of my school day sometime in March, I think. And, you know, tomorrow, on the last day, I want to do another vlog. I don't know how in-depth it's going to be, but, you know, I want to do another vlog. And, you know, it'll show how things change. Because even from March to now, things have changed. Things have gotten better. Things have really gotten better. But basically, like, in March or April, they actually combined the hybrid... But they combined the hybrid cohorts, which basically meant I went to school, like, 2 to 3 days a week, which for me, that was a big thing back then, because I'm like 2 to 3 days I got to go to school. And I'm like, yeah, so like I did that, and like I followed that schedule, going to school in person 2 to 3 times a week for like 2 or 3 months or something like that. But in May, I started going to school every day. Now let me tell you, to this day, going to school every day is still not like an option. You need to kind of request it, like especially you need to like request it from your house principal, which I did. And they don't even make it public that you can go to school every day. Like the only reason, or the only way I found out you can go to school every day is because my friend Ryan, or Turbo Laser Gaming, has been going to school every day basically since March. So I knew it was a possibility, and I knew they basically allowed it, so that's why like I asked. And in May I started going to school every day, and now I go to school every day still. So, you know, I was thinking in the summer, when I recorded this video last year, 365 days ago practically, I was envisioning a year that was relatively normal. In reality, that normal year I was expecting somewhat started in May, a month ago from today. And it's still not completely normal, because over 70% of the school is still fully virtual, or like, so it's not fully normal. It's not fully normal, but you know, it's better than nothing. It's better than being at home full time. It's better than hybrid. At least if I get to go to school every day, that works for me. But now, you know, hopefully next year, I don't even know if I even want to predict next year, because it's so unpredictable. Everybody is leaning towards fully in-person school starting in September. I don't know if I want to bank on that, if I'm being honest. You know what I thought, like when I was making this video a year ago, you know what I thought last year. And that was like what actually happened was the last possible thing I could have imagined. So I'm not banking on fully in-person school next year. I'm going to hope that I get to go to school fully in person, because I've been doing it. So I'm going to hope at least I can. And like, you know, hybrid might be a thing for another little while, but like maybe for the whole next year, like I don't know, like no one knows. But you know, at least if I get to go to school in person, you know, that's good. That's good. But you know, this summer for sure I know is going to be more exciting than last summer, because this summer I'm going to go to New York City for a couple of weeks for a mentorship because of science research. And you know, I don't think I can like give too many details on that and stuff like that, but you know, I'm going to be going to New York City. I'm going to be taking the train to New York City for 3 weeks, going to an internship on like, you know, and actually like working with electronics, which is like stuff I really like. And also, like, if you've seen my shorts and stuff, you know, I competed like in the Westlake Science Fair, and you know, like basically what I'm gonna do there stems off from what I did at the science fair, or my proposed research for the science fair, and that's gonna be super exciting. And you know, I don't know the fine details of it yet, but you know, I know like in a couple of weeks or so I'll be doing it already, which is crazy. This year went by so quickly. But you know, I think like from maybe September to December, that was slow. But December to now was like 2 months. It felt like 2 months, but not even 2 months. It felt like 1 month. It's been like 5, and like that's crazy. That is honestly crazy. You know, today, and well, tomorrow for me, but today for you, it's a very, bittersweet day because, like, I'm pretty burnt from school, I will admit. But, this year has been crazy, but it's been super memorable and fun. And, like, it's so bittersweet, like, because, like, of course, like, I'm super excited for the summer, but, like, the year, it has been a good year. Regardless of what, you may think or, like, what like, you've seen, it's been a good year, and it's sad to see it end, but, it's also very nice that summer is soon, and Misha is also very hyped for the summer, right, Misha? Yes. I like how I've just been walking around my house while I'm, like, ranting about this stuff, but, it's fine. How many people are in the server? Because the chat is, like, dead. Like, no one is talking here? Like, that's kind of weird. This summer, I know that, like, I'm gonna do the internship. Like, that I know. That's the only definite plan I have for the summer. Other than that, I have no idea how the summer is gonna turn out. Like, I think it's going to be better than last summer, and I think it's actually going to be equally as memorable. When I say better, I mean, like, in terms of stuff to do. But in terms of, like, the actual memories it gives me, they're the same. Or the same amount of memories every summer. I don't know if I'm gonna go bike riding, I don't know if I'm gonna go on a vacation, I don't know a lot of things. Usually I would, know what I'm doing, like, a while in advance, but, I don't, and I guess that's kind of, part of the fun in a way, like, having things be a surprise, and I guess not planning ahead for things. Of course, I like to know what I'm doing in several instances, but, I do like, surprises and spontaneity in a lot of cases. But basically, overall, last year, when I made the Roblox High School 2 video, I ended off the year on the last day clicking the hang up button on a Google Meet. Misha. And never in my life did I ever expect that I would end off my freshman year of high school clicking the hang up button on a Google Meet. Really, I never thought I would. But the reality of it is I did. But to see how far we've all come, to see how far I've come, like in that 1 year, it's crazy. Like, I'm gonna end off this year being in person, in my classes, actually, like, saying goodbye to people, like, actually, like, having social interactions. And, like, if you're watching this in the future, you might not understand, but, like, like, just being, like, living a normal life, like, and, like, being in school normally, now, that's, like, a miracle. Like, honestly, like, it feels really good to be able to spend my last day of school in classrooms actually interacting with people. And also, like, on top of that, being in person has helped me academically too, of course. Like, I participate more because I appreciate participating verbally as opposed to, the Zoom. So yeah, I participate more in person. Like, I think I can retain information better in person. I don't need to make an effort to listen and, like, take notes and stuff because there are no other distractions in the classroom. So being in person helps with me being a better student. And I think, like, through this whole experience, through this year, I think I've grown as a person myself too. I've grown as a person, I've grown as a student. This year, I don't think I will ever forget in my life. COVID, I don't think I'll ever forget in my life. COVID has had, like, such an impact on my life. Misha's standing on my desk. Oh, hello. Hello, Sa. Okay, just glide like that, that's fine. Look at me shut the camera. But COVID has had such an impact on my life, in good ways and bad ways too, but overall, a good way, because I've had a chance to develop as a person, as a student. I've had a chance to develop in a lot of ways. Last time I actually attempted to get Misha to play, but I'm not gonna do that this time. He's already a little bit, like, wanting to leave, so I don't want to make him play. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed my little spiel about... It's not the end of the video, I'm just saying it's not the end of the video. But hopefully you enjoyed my spiel, or actually my reflection about COVID and, like, how the years has been, how I've changed, how I think things are going to change. Oh, Misha's being very cute again. He's, like, resting with his paws on my arm. I would like to move the bottom camera, like, over there, but the wire's too short. My actual PC's over there, so. So, in the last Roblox High School 2 video, I ended it off by simulating a day of my classes at the high school, or at this high school, not my real high school, to, give a homage to in-person school, which I haven't experienced in, like, 5 months at that point. I'm gonna do the same thing, but with my classes now, even though literally today I went to all of my classes in person, which, again, it's hard to explain. I'm like, last year I hadn't gone to my classes in 5 months, so I simulated my day in school to, you know, pay homage to that. But now, today, literally today, I went to all of my classes in person. Misha. Okay, I think Misha is hyped and ready to go into the Roblox High School, and so am I. So let's go. And I'm the principal. And let's go into the high school and actually simulate a day of my classes, which I already did in person today. And tomorrow, if I do a vlog, you will be able to experience firsthand, actually, yourself. And you can also go to my vlog in March and also experience it firsthand. Although I don't think I'm literally going to record, like, the classes, and I don't think I'm going to record, like, in every class, just because it's kind of awkward having my phone out recording. Misha's just so cute overall. Okay, let's enter the school. And here we go. We have the campus of Roblox High School. So to simulate a day of my actual classes, first period I would have science research. Now science research and my actual science course that I'm taking, which is chemistry, are not the same thing. So if you don't go to my school and you don't know what a science research program is in general, basically science research programs are programs where students like read journal articles and like read papers of a certain scientific topic. Could be literally like anything you want. And then over the summer, students would do a mentorship at a lab or a university somewhere and actually, like, you know, do statistical analyses and, like, actually do experiments and stuff, like, and actually do legitimate research. And that's why I'm gonna intern. Like, that's what I was mentioning before. That's the reason I'm interning. Misha wants to flip direction. Yeah, he'll be in the direction of the smaller camera now. You may look at him in the big camera. He's so cute, sticking his tongue out like that. Oh, I think, yeah, this is the science classroom right here. Ooh. And also, during the year in science research, you would compete in science fairs and stuff. So, like, it's a rigorous class. Like, you know, it really is. It's technically an elective, but, like, you know, it's a really rigorous class. And last year, I was taking pre-science research, so I wasn't in the course. But, you know, during online classes, we didn't have pre-science research, and, you know, I didn't want to simulate pre-science research last year, just because, like, pre-science research, like, we didn't even have online classes for pre-science research. Oh, let me shut the camera again. We had pre-science research once every 6 days during my lunch period. So when I was simulating my day of classes last year in this game, I didn't go to pre-science research because we only had it once every 6 days and at lunch. So I just went to the actual cafeteria. All right, anyway, so let's start off our day here at science research. In science research, the classroom is actually set up quite similarly to this. We actually do have these lab benches in the class, but the door would be over here. Yeah, the board would be here, but the door would be over here. And we actually have one of these things, too, in the front of the classroom. And I think there is an actual closet over here, but the door wouldn't be on this side. And the windows would actually be back here. Except there are no windows in this room, which is a little bit strange. Only to the hallway. But I usually sit, like, here or here. You know, actually, they're only in the actual classroom. Basically, we would only have these 6 over here. There are only 6 lab benches, and I would sit, like, right here, essentially. Except I would sit in the back row because this would be the back row. So yeah, let's say I'm in science research right now. Like, let's say I'd be on my laptop, you know, prepping for the summer project if it's towards the end of the year. I have actual physical journal articles over there. Physical journal articles. The whole year, I've been, like, reading journal articles off the computer. This sounds ridiculous, but having paper journal articles that I can annotate on physically is, like, amazing. Literally today, like, I actually started, like, annotating and highlighting, like, a legitimate, like, paper journal article. These are the same journal articles that I've been reading throughout the year, but I have 5 of them printed out now. Well, my teacher actually printed them out in the printer in his classroom, because these are actually the 5 journal articles that are the most important for my summer project, so having a physical copy of them is really nice. So let's say right now I would be annotating that, and I would actually right now be taking a research paper quiz, which you actually have to get a 19 out of 20 on. I got an 18 out of 20 on that today, and I'm kind of pissed about that, but tomorrow let's hope I get a 19 out of 20. Okay, so let's say science research is done, and after science research, I would head to my second period class, which is English. Now, last year I had geometry first period, and then I would also head to English. So last year I also had English second period. But last year I was in the 1100s. If you don't go to my school, you have no idea what I'm talking about. So I would only make a left and then a right, but speech. But to get to English now is a little bit more complicated than just a little walk down the hallway in real life. But, you know, I have no idea where the English classroom is in this game, so I have to go and find it. Okay, you know, I think last year, like, I couldn't find the English classroom, so I went into the art classroom, so we're gonna do the same thing. Okay, I'm in English right now. Let's say, forget this is a pedestal. Pretend this is, you know, this is actually, like, you know, my English classroom. Now, in real life, I would sit somewhere, like, over here. Basically, I would sit, like, right in the front. My teacher would be, like, over here with the Zoom open, of course. I have to sit in the front because the microphone, because people need to hear me. People at home need to hear me when I speak, or, like, when I'm sharing something out loud, which, again, that's ridiculous. I can't believe I'm saying that, but all right. All right, so after second period, which is English, I would have third period, which is Italian. And actually, what's kind of strange, not strange, but coincidental, is that last year I had English second period and I had Italian third period, but I do this year as well. So, yeah, we're gonna go to Italian over here. And, you know, I doubt there's a language classroom in the game, so we're just gonna go into this dance classroom, which is where I think I also went to Italian in this game last year. I would actually sit, like, right here. So actually, yeah, in Italian, the actual classroom would look like, you know, the door would be over there, teacher's desk would be over there, and the windows would be over here. And I would sit, like, here, basically, like, close to the window, like, the second or third seat up here. Now, in a typical Italian class, last year I said a typical Italian class is people going crazy. A typical Italian class this year is everyone being quiet and not participating while the teacher basically talks to herself. That's essentially Italian this year. Quite a change from last year, clearly. Lately, like, we've been working on these study guides, but we actually were working on a COVID time capsule today in class, and actually I took a picture in Italian today. Here, I'll actually show you that picture. I took that and I put that on the COVID time capsule, which is so cute. But I took that picture today in Italian, and yeah, it just shows you how many people really love to come to class in person. Although, to be fair, there was one other person in the class, but I didn't get him on camera because privacy reasons. And of course the teacher was in the room, but I didn't get her on camera because privacy reasons. All right, so after Italian, I would have lunch. And actually, it's the same thing as last year too. I had English, Italian, and lunch all in the same order this year as I did last year. So we're gonna head to the cafeteria, and specifically, I would head to the House 4 cafeteria. And House 4, if you don't go to my school, is basically like a new building that they built in the early 2000s. And they included a cafeteria in the building because the original cafeteria to the school, which is actually 2 floors, but they're both kind of small. Yeah, the school has 3,600 kids in it now, and the cafeterias are kind of small, so there's no way the school would have handled that, so the cafeterias are still overcrowded with House 4 being a thing, so anyway, let's head to House 4 now. I have no idea where the cafeteria would be. Oh, is this the cafeteria? Oh, this is the cafeteria right here. This cafeteria is actually surprisingly set up quite similarly to House 4. So let's see, we would come in over here, and actually in the cafeteria now, we have desks, and the desks are all 6 feet apart from the other desks. So we don't have these tables right now. Of course, during normal times, we would have these tables, and they would actually be arranged in the same order here, except they would be connected and they're all long rows. And I'm gonna hope next year we have the regular cafeteria tables because I don't really like desks in the cafeteria. It's strange, you know, just seeing like desks line, like the cafeteria lined with desks is a little bit weird. But anyway, you know, lately with COVID, they've been opening the lunch line quite late. And I mean, to be fair, they did last year as well. But the kitchen and the lunch line would actually be over here in the House 4 cafeteria. I said that in the last video too. It wouldn't be back here. There would actually be an exit to the outside over here, and you would also get floor-to-ceiling windows with a view of the lake. And yes, my high school, if you don't go to it, we actually have 2 lakes, because the high school used to be an icebox factory before refrigerators were invented, and before it was an actual high school. And they actually converted the building into a high school in the 1890s. So that's how old my school is. But House 4 does have a really nice view, though. Like, you have floor-to-ceiling windows, and you get a great view of the lake, too. And they would be right over here. I mean, the windows would be right over here. So anyway, let's say, oh yeah, I'm getting lunch in here. By the way, you know, like, during normal times, the food at my school is, like, pretty freaking good. For school food standards, it's actually amazing for school food standards. But this year, they have prepackaged stuff. I mean, the food has been getting better, like, you know, as time has gone on this year, but the food is not as great. Plus, we don't have the snack line this year, which kind of sucks. I mean, last year, of course, I mean, during normal times, we would have a snack line, but there is no snack line this year, which, yeah, that kind of sucked. So, I'm gonna hope that, this year, or next year, my junior year, can't believe I'm saying that, junior year, feels like I just started my freshman year, like, yesterday. I swear, it feels like maybe 3-4 months ago I started my freshman year, but it's been 2 years since I started my freshman year. That is absolutely crazy. Misha, you excited too? You think that's crazy as well? I know, right? It's like I just started my freshman year. Anyway, I think that's enough time in the cafeteria. So let's say, yeah, I got my lunch and stuff, and usually I would just, take the carrots. With the prepackaged food, they give you carrots, and I would just put the carrots in my bag, and I would go outside using this door. So let's say I'm gonna go outside, but, you know, there is no direct access to the outside, so we're gonna go out the actual, period 4 lunch is starting soon. That's fitting, except I already, we're completely disregarding this schedule over here. So let's go outside. So I would usually go on top of the library during my lunch period, and I've explained this before, alright? If you want a more, like, in-depth explanation of what I mean by on top of the library, look at my Neighborhood of Robloxia video from a couple of weeks ago, and skip to the timestamp that says, explanation of on top of the library. That'll make a lot more sense if you don't know the floor plan of my school or how it works. But let's just pretend this is the top of the library, and let's just pretend that these are the lakes right here. So I would just sit up here and, you know, like, do some work for the remainder of the lunch period, which is usually about 20 minutes. And then usually my friend Ryan, or Turbo Laser Gaming, would come, and we would usually spend brain break up there. And lately my friend Jeremy has also been coming up there as well, and usually it's like been Ryan, Jeremy, and I on top of the library, and we usually just kind of hang out up there during brain break. And Misha's very cute too, of course. So anyway, after brain break, I would go through the night school entrance, which is basically like an entrance on the side of the school. Let's pretend this is the night school entrance. You know, that is actually quite fitting. Ooh, this is the pool. Well, the entrance obviously doesn't take you to the pool in the real high school. But, alright, after lunch and after the brain break, and by the way, the brain break doesn't exist during normal times, it's only a COVID thing, and I doubt we'll have the brain break next year, I would have global history. So, I'm sure there's a history classroom. Right now in global, we're writing an enduring issues essay, of course, because that's all we do in New York State, of course. But, you know, during normal times... Oh, the auditorium. I didn't even know there was an auditorium in this game. You know what? This can be the global classroom. Why not? It's not an auditorium. My global classroom is actually quite small. But if you're in New York State, yeah, you would know about Enduring Issues Essay if you've taken Global 1 and Global 2. During Global 2, we were supposed to have Regents this year, but of course Regents, which are standardized tests, by the way, if you don't know, Regents are all canceled this year. Not all. Some of them are still going, but they're optional, which I never thought I'd be saying. But, you know, for Global, they were canceled. So, basically our final grade was the Enduring Issues Essay, which I finished like 2 class periods ago. But we're currently working on that. Alright, let's say I'm done with Global. Where would I sit in Global? Actually, I would, like, the way my teacher arranges the desks in Global are weird, because, like, they're all sideways. So let's say, like, if the door is over here, the windows would be over here, the front of the classroom and the board would be over here, and the teacher's desk would be over here. I would sit in the first seat over here. Actually, I think the first or second, I don't know. The first or second seat like that, and there would be, of course, a desk over here, and I would sit sideways like that. So the auditorium is actually quite fitting spot for this class. Alright, so period 6, I would have chemistry, and chemistry and science research are not the same thing, as I've said before, and they are not in the same classroom at all. But, you know, just for the sake of it... Ooh, 14 messages. I'm just gonna keep the chat closed. Just for the sake of this, I'm gonna go to the same classroom as I did for science. I'm gonna go to the same science classroom. But again, science research and chem are not the same class. Oh, science classroom right here. Alright. So in chem, I would either sit... Like, we don't have lab benches in chem, by the way. We have actual desks. I would sit over here, or if I need to charge my laptop, I would sit, like, over here, and there would be an outlet. And the room in real life is set up, so the door is over here, the board is over here, and the windows would be over here. So the door would be here. That's the only change. And of course, the windows, you know, look to outside. All my classrooms have windows that look to the outside. Today I had my chem final, by the way, so I don't know. I don't know if I did too well on that, but of course it was an online thing, but of course they don't share the results, because why would they? All right, anyway, so after chem period 6, period 7's interesting because I can have one of 2 things. I can have a double period of chem, so I would actually be in the classroom for both of the periods, or I would be in gym. But for the sake of this, I'm gonna go to gym, because I had gym today too. Today was actually my last gym class of this year. And the third possibility is I would have a free period. But, and you know, for the free period during normal times, you can go wherever you want. But during COVID, no, House 4 is the designated spot for free periods. But, no, we're just gonna go to gym, which is right over here conveniently. So in gym, like, God, my gym teacher has been, like, really weird lately. Ooh, Misha's licking my finger. Ooh. My teacher hasn't been showing up to the classes, but he's been starting the Zoom, and I presume he's been marking me absent if I didn't check into the Zoom. but he provides no information to the students in person. So it's just a guessing game with gym, if I'm being honest. Like, my teacher is like really unorganized. So, you know, I was probably absent today. You couldn't even see the quotes because Misha absent today. Because, no, what happened today was like ridiculous. My gym teacher walks into the gym 15 minutes late, starts the Zoom on his laptop, which I wasn't a part of because I was in person, obviously, closes the laptop, and leaves. Doesn't even mention a single thing to the kids in person, nor takes our attendance. So that's great. And since he wasn't even in the gym, I just, you know, sat down and did work because it's not like he was there to not give me credit if I'm absent. And actually, in gym, I was reading and annotating the one of the physical journal articles. So, yeah, to simulate a proper day in gym, I would just sit on the bleachers. Oh, these are bleachers right here. I would just sit on the bleachers over here. Actually, I sat on the floor today. I would just sit over here and do work. But I would actually, before, when my teacher actually, you know, kind of took in-person gym seriously, I would just walk around the gym while pickleball and spike ball were going on. Pickleball and spike ball were weird. Anybody want to join cheer anybody? That's a great sentence right there. Okay, so anyway, after gym, which is 7th period, I would have 8th period, which is algebra. So let's see, there's got to be a math classroom. I think I saw it on the 2nd floor, actually. But in real life, I would actually go downstairs to get to my algebra class. Hello. Misha, you excited to go to algebra? I know, it's almost the end of the day. I've been recording for 46 minutes, and I honestly have no idea how long this video is going to be, but that's fine, because I barely have any homework tonight, so I'm literally just going to spend, like, the whole night editing this, essentially, but that's okay.
Yeah, let me tell you. I finished recording the video at about 6:45, and I started editing around 7:20, 7:30-ish.
Yeah, it's 9:35.
I edited this much in one sitting. I predict that I'm going to finish editing around 10 p.m., but then I want to make the thumbnail, and then I got to finish revising my English essay after that, and then I'm going to go to bed. But then tomorrow morning, I'm going to make like the description and stuff and actually set it to Premiere. Also, still got some of the G Fuel here. I'm preserving it because I'm getting tired because my sleep schedule has actually been fixing itself lately, so I kind of need to make more of an effort to stay up later. Also, remember before how I was talking about the chem regions? Well, supposedly I got a 29 out of 30 on that, and I have no freaking clue how, if I'm being honest. I think I know which one I got wrong, or one of two that I could have gotten wrong. I knew I got two wrong, but I could have just guessed correctly on one of them. If you remember what I was saying before, I got a physical copy of a journal article, or 5 of them actually, and you can see I actually, like, you know, annotated them, like, on the paper, or at least I started. And, you know, I got this done during gym, actually, when my teacher wasn't here, or he was for like 10 minutes, but, you know, I don't know. I explained all that before. I've been doing science research for a year, and this is like the first time I see a paper journal article. Well, I mean, this was printed a couple of days ago, so not really the first time, but... Okay, recording this wasn't even part of the plan, so now I gotta edit more stuff, and I gotta put this in the video too, so up next is the rest of the video.
What is this? Is it just a generic classroom or something? Well, a ping pong table? What is this? This doesn't exist in my school, of course. I swear I saw a math classroom. Oh, here it is. All right. Anyway, in the math classroom, my math classroom is actually quite small. So it would literally it would be like half the size of this. I sit in weird places. Like I sometimes sit here. So at the beginning of hybrid, I actually sat like right up here. Then I sit over here now, and today I sat over here. I would sit in quite weird places. Oh, Blue joined the game. Hi, I'm making a video. Oh, Blue, if you're watching this right now, hey, bye. Okay, so in algebra, I mean, today we did a Desmos of a reflection of the end of the year. So we did something similar to what I did at the beginning of the video when I was walking around my house, basically, but on a Desmos, which is like a thingy that we use, like an app. Not an app, like a website. It's like a math website, but you can do other stuff on it too. Misha. Okay, let's say period 8 ended and it's the end of the school day. So normally I would go out through either the night school entrance or house 4, and I would leave the building. Then I would get a ride home from my parents. And then, you know, I would arrive at home, and then, you know, I would either edit the short, spend time with my friends, like on a Discord call, or just have some time to myself for about 30 minutes before I have to have dinner. Today in particular, I actually edited the short. Oh. If you look at today's short, by today I mean the 15th, it's called One Day Left Until School and Bottle Flip Challenge. So I was editing that, and that was recorded during the brain break, like on top of the library. So I think this is the main exit to the school, and yep. So normally, you know, it's quite a long walk to the parking lot, if I'm being honest, from the night school entrance, because it's the House 4 parking lot. You know, I don't have my permit yet, but next year, for the most part, I will actually be able to drive myself to and from school, which is crazy to think about, too, if I'm being honest, the fact that I'll get to drive myself. So, you know, even though this year, this is the best car in the game, by the way. I like how I have all this and I choose to drive this car, but even though I can't, this is definitely how I would park. Even though I can't drive myself to school yet, next year I'll be able to, so to prepare for that, I'll drive myself. Or you can actually just pretend my parents are driving. Today my dad picked me up from school, and he literally almost hit another car because he wasn't paying attention coming out of the parking lot. Because, freaking lately my school was like, not my school, like, my city has been starting to like let people rent these electric scooters, and my dad was ranting about how those are so easily stealable, and he was looking at the thing, not at the road, and he almost hit the car coming out. And it was a student driving the other car too, but the student saw my dad. Oh, hello. The student saw my dad, so luckily he stopped. But he was also chill about it. So I have no idea where my house is, if I'm being honest. It might be down here, actually. I think that's my house right there. I just took the way of China, but that's okay. This is going to be a long video. This is really going to be a long video, but... Okay, yep, this is definitely how I would park. So, yep, I'm at home now. So let's see if we go inside over here. And there we go. And right now, I would go up to my room and edit the short, let's say. So let's see if we go up here and let's say this is my room. I don't have a couch in my room. I would go on my bed, get out my Mac, and edit the short. And of course, this is not how my real room looks like. That's going to be the end of this video. You know, this is the end of the year special for my sophomore year of high school. The next time I set foot in my high school, well, in September, because I'm gonna go tomorrow, of course. You know. I'm going to be a junior, which is really crazy. And then I would have that experience in the summer with the mentorship. I would have had the summer already. You know, that's really crazy. Like, honestly, that I'm gonna be a junior and everything, that is really crazy to think about. That's going to be the end of this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this. Hopefully you also enjoyed the reflection part, which I think was a majority of the video. So thank you for watching, and goodbye. Misha says goodbye too. Goodbye.